Have you ever had one of those days where everything just went right? It's perfect. The customer is extremely happy. Your employees are happy. They got paid. And you got another 5-star review. Great price, best price ever. You were busy from sunup from sundown. And then you look at your bank account and think, where did all that money go? The customer thinks that you're successful. You came and did a good job. Your employees think you're successful. You got nice trucks and equipment, but your bank account knows the truth. And here's something I learned after running my own window cleaning business for years. Working harder does not automatically make you more profitable. In fact, some of the most hardest working business owners that I've met are also some of the least profitable. They're always chasing the next dollar, the next deal, trying to get more leads. They're measuring the wrong things. They're tracking how busy they are, how much revenue they got, but they're not tracking what really counts. The number of jobs is not as important as the profit from those jobs. These guys are not tracking the numbers that actually determine whether or not their business is healthy. So in this video, I want to show you a handful of the KPIs that I pay attention to every single week, or at least every single month, that help me make better decisions in my business so that I can actually put money in my own bank account, not just the employees. I happen to use Jobber to keep track of most of these things because it just keeps everything in one place. But honestly, this video isn't just about Jobber. It's the video that's about understanding your business enough so that you can stop guessing and start growing on purpose. So let's jump into it. So what are most guys measuring anyways? Usually it's things like, how many jobs did we do today? How many hours did we work? How busy were we? And don't get me wrong, those numbers do matter, but they're not the numbers that determine whether or not your business is actually healthy. What was our average ticket? Which services sold the best? How much revenue did each technician produce? Are we booking repeat customers? Did our marketing actually make money? Or did we just spend money? Those numbers all tell me where the business is heading, because what gets measured gets improved. So here's a real life example. It's pretty simple. Let's say we have 2 different days. Day 1, we clean 8 houses. Everybody's exhausted. We drove all around town. Revenue looks okay. Then the next day, we cleaned 3 houses. Every customer added pressure washing. 2 of them added gutter cleaning. Now they're all within 10 minutes of each other. We finish earlier. Customers are all thrilled. They get the whole overall experience. They know all the services we can offer them. The crew goes home earlier, and we had more profit. If I looked at only the number of jobs, I'd think day 1 was better, but it wasn't. That's why you have to know multiple numbers. All your KPIs are important to track, not just 1 or 2 of them. You need to look at the whole group of them together. So what numbers do I actually look at every single week? Honestly, I'm really trying to answer one single question. Is my business becoming more profitable? Every number that I review points back to that one thing. The first thing that I look at is revenue, like most people. I want to know what we did today, this week, this month, this year up to date. And I especially like comparing this month's revenue to the same month last year. It gives me a little bit of a high. If we're growing year over year, then that's a really good sign. But revenue by itself just doesn't tell you the whole story. As a matter of fact, I've seen businesses doing over $1 million a year that just weren't making any money. No profit. Revenue tells you how big your business is, but profit tells you how healthy your business is. And those 2 things are completely different. One of the numbers I probably pay attention to the most right now is hourly production. Specifically, how much revenue each employee produces per hour that they're on the clock. Let's say employee A produces $700 in 5 hours. Employee B produces $800 in 7 hours. At first glance, employee B produced more money, but employee A actually produced a lot more revenue every hour that they worked. Now, that doesn't automatically mean employee B did anything wrong. Maybe I underbid the job. Maybe it was a first-time clean with hard water stains and something kind of came out at us unexpected. Maybe they spent extra time making sure that the quality was just superb because there was a picky customer that we needed to make happy. The point is, don't just criticize people. Ask better questions. Do we need to adjust our pricing? Does this employee need a little bit more coaching? Do they need a little incentive to move faster? Or is this exactly what we should expect on a job like this? Those numbers can help me make better decisions instead of assumptions. Another number that I really like to pay attention to is the return on ad spend. For example, right now we're spending a lot of money on meta ads. Most people focus on the close rate and how many leads they're getting, and I really have stopped doing that. Let's say one campaign only closes 30% of the leads, but that sounds terrible until you realize that it's producing a 5-to-1 return on ad spend. I'll take that every day, all day long, because I know that there's profit there. You're getting $2,000 per customer. On the other hand, I might have another campaign that's closing high, 80% of the leads, but only producing a 2-to-1 ROI, because it can sound impressive with the numbers until your marketing costs eat up all of your margin so that there's no profit left over, and you pay your employees and give your customers a great rate, but you're broke. And that's why I don't chase close rates. I chase actual growth. Another thing that's made a huge difference is increasing our average ticket. One of my favorite add-on services right now is gutter cleaning, especially in the summer when things are dry and it's easy to clean. If a customer adds a couple $100 worth of gutter cleaning onto a window cleaning job in a half hour of extra time, a lot of good things happen all at once. Our average ticket goes up. Our return on ad spend improves because we just generated more revenue from the same customer, so we don't need as many customers. We spend less time driving, more efficiency is there, less time setting things up. We don't have to acquire another customer because we're getting 2 jobs for one. And because gutter cleaning has some of the highest hourly revenue in our business, our profitability goes up dramatically as well. That's why I always encourage guys to make sure you're pricing your new add-on services so that they're going to be much more profitable than any of your core services. That's why I don't chase high close rates anymore or the number of leads. I chase profitable growth. Personally, I use Jobber to keep track of all these numbers all in one place because everything has one brain. Instead of spending Friday nights digging through the spreadsheets, I can actually just quickly review how the business is actually performing. And each month they send me a snapshot. And lately, I've actually been using Jobber AI to ask questions about my business, like what services are producing the highest hourly revenue or where are we seeing the strongest growth. It helps me find a lot of trends a lot faster. And at the end of the day, Jobber isn't what makes your business more profitable, but knowing your numbers does. And Jobber just makes it a whole lot easier for me to understand all those numbers and make better decisions because of them. As a matter of fact, Jobber AI is how I figured out that the gutter cleaning made such a big difference. So if you don't already have a really good CRM that you're happy with, then you can use the link in my description and you'll actually be able to save 20% and you can try it for free. Let me know, what is your favorite KPI that you're paying attention to right now? Maybe something that's off the wall. Tell me what it is and why. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Keep growing.